Keynote is part of Apple's iWorks app along with Pages and Numbers. It already comes pre-installed on all iPads and is very powerful with a lot of great uses across the class. Keynote is a great tool to use for animations. There are lots of different types of animations that can be done and lots of different effects. So let's have a look at how we do this now. So first of all, we will look at animation of text and objects, and then we'll have a quick look at the transitions between slides. So as you can see, I've just inserted two objects and a piece of text. And if you long press on any of those, you come up with the option bar, and I'm just going to go to animate. Now on the bottom here, you've got your standard animation kind of tools for a presentation. You've got your build in, your build out, and this new one in the middle, add action. So these are like extra animations. So let's just have a look at this. Let's go for add in. We're choosing the keyboard. It gives you a little bit of a preview, and then when you hit the X here in the bottom, you can go back in and you can change how long that happens for. And you can have the cursor on, cursor off, how it's going to be delivered, and this start thing that we will look at in a moment. So let's go into the build out. This time we'll go for keyboard in the build out. Same thing, except this time we'll have it going backwards, so it looks like it's being deleted. And in this add action in the middle, we get a few different kind of sort of effects where we can, let's just go for pulse, put that one in. And what we should have is, we should have a little bit where if we go to the play button in the top corner, you will have animations of objects coming in, you'll have it being deleted, and there should be a pulse as well that should be happening now, but because the pulse isn't in the right order and the text has been taken away, we can't see it. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to quickly show you now, is we're going to go to animate again, and if you look up here in the top corner, you get the bullet points and the lines. That is your build order. So if we were to put, you can see the first bit in animation of objects, the second bit is to take away the animation of objects, and the third bit is the pulse, but because it's not there, it's going to disappear. So you can just drag and reorder these into the right order just to create very simple animations. Something else that you'll notice is that when you tap on one here, on the bottom down here, it says start build. Now you can always start straight away when the presentation starts, or after a tap, or you can have a slight delay coming in. But the next one down, the animation of objects, we can have that to start straight afterwards, so we don't have to press any buttons. So it will just come straight in after that. And this one, we can have that after build too as well. So let's just have a quick look at this. That's just, we just animated that, we've just linked them together, put them in the right order, and if we just play it now, there you can see that, nice and simple, really simple. And the last one which we will look at is, we can look at the transitions between slides. So by the way, this also works on the animate objects, so you've got a lot of other features here. You can, there's a lot of things in here. So it works on objects and pictures too. But what we're going to do is, we're going to have a look at the transitions between slides. This would be good for if you were making films. So I'm just going to long press on the slide there, and I'm going to come up with transition, and I'm going to add a transition now, and you get a lot of options. This magic move we'll look at in a moment, but we're going to get a lot of options. So we'll go for something like, let's have a look, drop. We'll go for drop. We'll put that one in, and you can see the next slide's just going to drop right down there. So if we go to this one, we play our build, that comes straight out, and on the next one it drops the next slide in there. Another great thing to do is to insert line drawings, so you can animate your line drawings in. This can be writing or pictures, so I'm just going to very quickly just jump in here. If you've got a Logitech crayon or an Apple pencil, or you're really good with your finger, this is a really good thing to do. So I'm just going to write this in here, and then I'm just going to draw a very simple picture, just a smiley face, make sure that they link up, and I'm going to use the fill tool here, and there we are. So I've drawn my things in there. They're two separate things. I can resize, I can group them together if need be, and then if I just long press on there, I can merge them together, and then I can animate them. So I can go to build in, and I can do line draw, and what you'll see is, again, you can change all of these settings by just clicking on it afterwards, but you can animate your drawings in. Another really good thing to do is if you add in a photograph, something really simple, or an object or something like that. So let's just go to have a quick look. Say we were going to put this in. What we could do there is we could go to the style of the image. We could make it opaque. Seems I put it in twice. You can make it opaque, you could trace over the top of it, you could remove your drawing, just pull the drawing down and then delete the object, and then you could draw over the top, which also gives a really nice effect. By far and away one of my favourite animations is Magic Move. This is a transition that you apply to the slide. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to magically move any objects from one slide to another slide really smoothly and quickly. So what we're going to do is, I've added in a couple of objects there, obviously the moon and the rocket. We're just going to go to transition, we're going to add transition, we're going to go to Magic Move. It's going to ask you, do you want to duplicate the slide? Yes I do, because if I don't, it's not going to work. And what I'm going to do is, I am going to move this rocket, I'm going to shrink it down, and I want it to make it look like it's flying over there. Now, if I keep the rocket the same size, it will still fly across the screen, but I want to make it look as though it's flying into the distance. So what I've done is I've just moved it over there, and now when I go back and I hit play, it should look like it's going to magically fly across the screen. Really simple, really effective, especially in things like science and maths. Again, if you wanted to go into transition, you can always edit all of the options there to slow it down, speed it up. And if you wanted a few different things to move, you could link a few different magic moves together and make some nice little scenes as well. Create Path's a great way to animate as well. I think it was introduced when iPadOS 13 came out, or possibly just before, and it allows you to draw a path for your object to basically animate. So I've just put in some flowers and a bee. I've done this before in science. To show pollination, I'm just going to long press, I'm going to go to animate, and if you go to add action instead of build in, you get this option to create your own path. So what I'm going to do now is, if you look at these two things on the bottom, one will be a straight line, so it will go in a zigzag, the other one will be freehand. I'm just going to get my Apple Pencil, I'm just going to draw a little path of my bee, and it should stop there. And if I hit done, again, I can tap on that and I can change the speed and all that kind of thing. But when I hit play now in the top corner, what should happen is my bee will animate on that path. And if you combine Magic Move and Create Path together, you can get some really, really lovely things.